FearnutZ, it's a show where two guys talk to you. Even though you can't talk back, Mr. FearnutZ will feel so much to talking guys. Last 30 minutes to an hour, those two guys that I mentioned have a show named FearnutZ. And you should watch it right now.
Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the FearnutZ Hour, the best half-hour show on the internet. I'm Mr. FearnutZ. Along with me always is Fearsome. What is on topic for today?
Do an anime first?
Anime first.
Alright, so we're going to talk about animes, and we discussed at length what to cover, anime-wise, after animazement, and, we talked about, like, beginning, intro animes, different genres, this and that, but inevitably everything we talked about was going to take entirely too much time. So we basically narrowed a list of our favorite animes, and we're going to quickly go over those, and we'll post the listing up under or in the description so you can go check them out, which you should do, because obviously they're awesome.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll start off with Fully Cooley. This is a mutual favorite of ours. Like some of the other ones, there were discussion about including on the list. This one, there was never any discussion. No. It was coming on the list. If you don't find it under Fully Cooley, FLCL is the common abbreviation for it.
Yeah, it's up on Netflix. It's FLCL.
Yeah, and this is a 6-episode comedy action anime. It's 6 episodes long, 6 half-hour episodes, so 3 hours, and so much happens, it's insane.
Yeah.
And, like, the first time you watch it, you won't really know what you watched. But for some reason, you'll like it. And then you'll watch it again, and, like, on the 3rd or 4th time, you'll be like, oh, I never noticed that before. And you keep seeing something new with it. There's just so much going on in it. It's pretty amazing.
It's a coming-of-age story at its heart. It's about this boy named Nahota, basically figuring out, because, you know, he's got basically women fucking with him, which is typical of your life. So, yeah, it's basically this coming-of-age story that throws in some awesome giant robots that spring out of his head, which is cool. And this has, by far, the best soundtrack of any anime in history. Because
great soundtrack.
It is almost entirely The Pillows. It's basically a Pillows' greatest hits. And if you never listen to The Pillows, look those up on YouTube as well. Fantastic band. Love those guys.
Alright, so yeah, Fully Cooley. Look into that one. The next one, we kind of had a tie on Cowboy Bebop and Outlaw Star. They're pretty different, but we grouped them together because they're both like about ragtag groups and outer space, where it kind of mixes old and new. Outlaw Star's got a little more of a western vibe to it. Cowboy Bebop's got a little bit more of
I would say like film noir is what I kind of get from it.
Yeah, like noir, gangster era,
yeah.
Like around there. But both of them are great animes. They're both great action animes, and they have really great characters. Cowboy Bebop has the better soundtrack. It's got a jazz-heavy soundtrack that's really good and goes along with it really well. The Outlaw Star music doesn't stand out as much at all. But on the flip side, Outlaw Star just has... It's a great story, great cast of characters. I mean, both of them, I just love them both.
Yeah, I would suggest Bebop to new fans because it's more episodic. Like, a lot of their episodes are just one and done kind of stories, where Outlaw Star, like a lot of animes, is more of a continual story.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for something that you can watch a few episodes here and there and not be lost, I would say Bebop would be the way to go. If you're looking for something that you want to try, still only 26 episodes for all of Outlaw Star, so you can sit down and watch an entire series and 26 episodes that has a continuous story. So you can kind of see what you like about both of them. Obviously, Bebop is one of my favorite animes of all time, and it's mostly just because of how great Spike and Jet are. They're two of the best characters in anime.
Yeah, and I would say Bebop would edge out for newcomers, Outlaw for people that have been into anime longer. One, because Cowboy Bebop's a lot more popular, so there's a bigger chance they've seen it already. And two, because Outlaw Star is it's one of those animes that follows a bit of a formula in its structuring and everything, but that also is one of its strengths, because it has one thing that Cowboy Bebop is missing. A spa episode. For some reason, every anime almost has an episode where you see the characters in bathing suits and a bunch of hilarity ensues at a day at the spa. And Outlaw Star has that, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, I'll agree to that. Personally, like I said, I still think Bebop is better because Outlaw Star also has one of the things that I hate most in anime, a cat girl.
Right, but I actually don't mind Aisha. Because she's a super violent, crazy cat girl.
She's better than most, but she's still annoying.
Yeah. Alright, anyway, on to the next. Next is Trigun. And this is, it's kind of in like a post-apocalyptic world. And I'm not actually fully versed in the background of this one because it spans like different medias. Like there's graphic novels and manga, anime, and even some video games, I believe. And each of them tell like different parts of the story. So I keep meaning to get around to catching up on all of it so I know everything about it. But Trigun, the anime series, does a pretty good job of telling you everything you need to know. There's just, some stuff that I'm still curious about that I'd like to read and play the other things to get caught up on. But it basically centers around Vash the Stampede, or the, what is he, the
60
billion double dollar, yeah. It basically is about this guy who he's a really nice guy, and he's an immortal, and he tries to, just do right by everybody, but because people tend to pick fights with him, and he gets in fights with people all the time, and destruction ensues as people try to kill or capture him, he just has more people wanting to kill or capture him because his reputation just gets bigger and bigger. And then these insurance girls come along and follow him. And they're nice. They give you like an outside normal person's view of it. But the big attraction is Vash and Wolfwood. Both of them are amazing. Vash is hilarious. And Wolfwood is so badass. I mean, I want to carry a huge cross full of guns.
Yeah, Trigun's a great series, and it's another one that I think is good for newcomers because it starts off episodic and then actually leads into a deeper, darker story as the series continues. It's another one that's only 26 episodes, one season, and great characters, great action sequences, a lot of humor. It's definitely one of my tops, and it's another one that's on Netflix, so it'd be easy to look up and try out.
And next, we have Gundam. We're going to talk about Gundam Wing, and I snuck in on the flip side, 08 MS Team. And there's a reason for that. Gundam Wing, well, any Gundam is basically anime about huge mechs and the people that pilot them. And Gundam Wing is about these godlike mech pilots that just come in and decimate battlefields and the different things they do to sway the direction of this war going on, or I guess multiple wars before it's over. And on the flip side of that is 08 MS Team, which kind of follows a group of just regular soldiers doing regular battle stuff. They're just a small unit. They don't have these super powerful robots like the others do, and they have to deal with things like sand in the gears of their mechs when they're fighting in the desert and stuff like that, whereas Gundam Wing, it's just big, huge badassery flying around. So if you're into mechs, you should definitely check out both of them. And if you want godlike mechs, go for Gundam Wing. If you want more realistic, like if they were fighting with mechs on the battlefield now, go with 08 MS Team.
And it should also be noted that Gundam has like a ton of series, and a lot of them stick to one universe, which is the original Gundam universe. Gundam Wing's kind of out on its own. There's a few others that are kind of out on their own, which makes them less popular in Japan mostly. But in America, Gundam Wing's typically the favorite because that was on Toonami, which is where a lot of us saw it. Gundam Wing is one of my favorite animes. Like you said, it's basically these godlike robots, giant robots fighting. Each of them have, you know, special abilities. There's 5 young men who have basically been trained most of their lives to do this. And then it's the reactions of the other commanders who aren't in Gundams are just what really makes the show for me, because they're trying to figure out these battle plans basically to stop these unstoppable objects of destruction. And, you know, there's a lot of politics involved. I don't really care for the love stories that spring up, but there's still, you know, a great story with Miliardo and his sister. There's the stories of the pilots themselves, because none of them are actually working together.
I honestly think
they just kind of have the same goal.
If we hadn't of each latched on to some favorite characters, I don't think we would have liked it as much. But it has so many characters that there's bound to be one or two you love.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of what makes it stand out. Because honestly, I've watched quite a few of the Gundam series, and I could take or leave most of them. Wing and 08 MS Team are the only ones that I said, I want to own those. The rest of them, I was like, eh.
Yeah, and one discussion that we always have is how much it would suck to be the regular pilot on a battlefield, not in a Gundam.
Yeah, because if you play, or if you watch Gundam Wing...
Or you actually play Gundam Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
Which Gundam, it's a good feeling.
Yeah, merging Dynasty Warriors with Gundam was just a great idea. It really was. Not enough people tried that out. But anyway, we've been enough on Gundam. Let's move it on. Blue Seed is next. Okay, not a lot of people have seen Blue Seed. I wouldn't have seen it if it weren't for, I caught it on sale one time, and it was like $9.99 for the whole series, so I picked it up. If you watch Blue Seed, and you've seen some anime, you've probably seen Inuyasha, and you're going to think, oh my god, these Blue Seeds are like the Joel Shards. They totally copied off Inuyasha. No, they didn't. It came around before Inuyasha, and guess what? It had a fucking ending. It didn't just go on.
Inuyasha ends?
First of all, no. Okay, they could have ended it properly, but they wanted to stretch it out and keep going on, and people lost interest.
The final act is amazing.
So,
the final act is amazing.
I don't know, because I lost interest, because I watched 3,000 episodes of Kagome, Inuyasha, Kagome,
good dialogue.
Inuyasha.
That is good dialogue.
Anyway, and they downplayed the shit out of Moroku after a while, as soon as the poison fucking wasps came out, and he was the best character.
They do a lot of good stuff with him. You should watch Final Act. It's 26 episodes. It's the finale. It's really good.
One of these days, I'll eventually maybe
anyway,
get around
Blue Seed.
But Blue Seed is basically, it's about this girl that finds out that she's like chosen some ancient ritual, and all these demons start coming to life and coming after her, and a group of demons that wants to use her for the ritual, like the highest up ones, have made a contract with a human that they kind of turned into a demon and sent to protect her from all the little minor ones that would be trying to use them for their own gain. And it's just pretty cool. It's basically, I mean, it's got the romance between the two main characters. It's got a lot of action. It's got a lot of humor, especially perverted humor.
Yeah.
A lot of panty shots. Pretty typical in anime.
Fanfare is what it's commonly referred to. But yeah, it was a good series. Not one of my favorites. It's definitely worth watching, especially if you can find it on sale for cheap. because it is a pretty cheap box set.
Well, basically, if you find it on sale anywhere, it's going to be cheap.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen an expensive price on it.
Yeah, it is pretty cheap regardless. But yeah, it's an interesting story. It's I don't think they pushed really any boundaries in it. It's what you see in a lot of animes, but it's better done than most animes.
Well, I think the ending was a little darker than most people anticipated. I think that caught a lot of people off guard that watched it. But it's a good one. You should check it out. And like we said, you can find it on the cheap. Next, we grouped 3 together. And people that have seen these are going to be like, what the hell are you doing grouping them together? But I'll explain. Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece. We're going to group those 3 together because they're all, at their heart, like martial arts animes, action-adventure martial arts animes, starring a goofy main character. I mean, and now people are like, that's not fair that you could use that synopsis for all 3. I guarantee we're going to get somebody flaming us for this. It doesn't search on Dragon Ball or something. But anyway, that being said, they are different. Dragon Ball is basically, if you know the story, Journey to the West, about the monkey demon going and like having to go on this big journey to redeem himself. It's very loosely based on that. It starts off with Dragon Ball, and the main character Goku is a little boy who's going around and just getting into martial arts tournaments and stuff, wanting to become stronger. Then goes into Dragon Ball Z, where he's older. And then it continues into Dragon Ball GT, which enter that at your own peril. I didn't particularly enjoy it. You at least finished it, so you would know a little better than I never even finished it. I thought it was horrible. But Dragon Ball Z is really the meat and potatoes of it. That's where all the action and epic fights are. And it is by far the longest of the 3 segments as well.
I actually own everything Dragon Ball. I own all the movies. I own all the series. Dragon Ball.
But we're not going to touch on the movies. We're saving movies for another one.
Dragon Ball is a lighthearted, really goofy, perverted series. You know, Goku coming up of age, gaining power. Dragon Ball Z focused more on the just hardcore badass combat, where everyone's getting super powered. And then GT tried to mesh the two and took the worst parts of Dragon Ball, took the worst parts of Dragon Ball Z, and you got Dragon Ball GT. It's fucking horrible. And the only reason I had it is, of course, to complete my collection. But Dragon Ball Z, love it or hate it, I don't understand how anyone can hate it, because it is the gateway to anime. It is what opened the floodgates to allow so much anime to come to America, because it became one of the top rated shows on Toonami. Every single day people were watching that, and that's what got Funimation on the map, and that's what allowed us to have so much anime now on Netflix, Hulu, everywhere else. So whether you like the series or not, you have to respect what it accomplished.
I wouldn't give it as much credit as you did, just because like there were shows like Macross and stuff that built up pretty decent followings before it.
They built up the nerds in their basement getting the dubs from each other and copying VHSs. Dragon Ball Z single-handedly brought anime to America.
Well, but that could be, it could have something to do with the fact that that's right around the time the internet really started coming into its own too, so you could get a lot more widespread discussion. Anyway, Naruto, I'll let you take it away on Naruto and One Piece.
Alright, well, One Piece I'll hit first, because I'm not actually caught up on One Piece, because there's almost, I think, 550 episodes, and I just hit about 205 or so I'm way behind on it. Great series so far. It's about this ragtag group of pirates, each of them with special skills. Luffy is the leader of the pirate group, and basically he's known for having the straw hat, and he has a power, which they have these special fruits in this world that give you special powers. He ate the rubber fruit, which allows him to stretch. Then you have Zoro, who is the pirate.
You're not really going to break down everybody's powers.
Well, I'm just talking about those two, because they're my favorites. Anyway, just let me finish. You said you were giving this to me. I'm going to go with it. So you got Zoro the Pirate Hunter, who fights with 3 swords. Those are my 2 favorite characters in the series. And basically, it's, even with the fillers, are really entertaining. Great fights. They build up the story really well. Very strong emotional roller coaster you go on when you watch it. And great series. Like I said, it is very daunting to take up, though, because there is almost, approaching 600 episodes. And that's what gets me. I watch like 30, 40 episodes in a row, and I still have several hundred to go, and I just stop. But one I definitely want to catch up on. Now, Naruto is...
Oh, I don't even get to sound off on One Piece?
I didn't know if you've watched it.
I have watched some of it.
Okay.
And the reason that I didn't vote to put this on the list was because of all the episodes I watched, and I've watched probably about 20 or so, I found myself loving, was it Zoro, the 3-sword guy?
Yeah.
Loving him, and when it wasn't showing him, waiting for him to be on again. It's not that I hated the others. Well, I do hate the girl.
Well, you have to watch it to like episode, I think, 60 or so, and that's when it has the Nami story arc where she's back in her hometown, and that was really good. Where they fought the big shark guy.
Oh.
You don't know. Well, that was the first really great fight.
Anyway, so yeah, that's my thing is there weren't enough characters that I really liked him except for him. Like, if he got his own spin-off, I would totally watch that. Because he's badass.
I like all the characters on the crew. Like, Chopper is one of my favorite, and he comes in way later. He's the reindeer doctor.
Oh, I did see the reindeer. I hated him. I did like the guy that smokes, too. He's like a chef or something. Yeah, he's cool.
Oh, I like all the characters. Even Usopp. Yeah, I love Usopp.
Alright.
So, alright, Naruto. Naruto is another series that is huge and daunting if you haven't started. Now, let me tell you this. Naruto is over. Naruto Shippuden is continuing. Look up a spoiler-free, filler-free episode guide. Because Naruto is 330 episodes, I believe. It ends at 140. The rest of that is filler. And there's fillers in there. That's my biggest problem with Naruto is most of the series doesn't even exist.
Which is why I said it shouldn't have been on the list. Because if you have... No, you said I can't use a shit analogy.
Yeah, but just like with Bleach, when it is sticking to the manga, it is the best show there is. Once again, Bleach is ended. Look up a filler-free...
But that's like saying watch the past 10 years of Saturday Night Live because when fucking Peyton Manning was on, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But then you got 9 years of mostly shit.
I agree with that, but I'm telling you to look up the guide that tells you when those gyms are.
So what he's saying is look up the best episodes for Naruto.
Don't look up the best episodes of Naruto. Look up the ones that don't have the fillers. Watch the main story. It's amazing. Now, Naruto Shippuden is the greatest anime ever made. And once again, it does have its fillers, but when it is sticking to the main story, it is so good. It is the best anime to ever exist.
Here's my main grouping for these three that we just discussed. Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece. Specifically Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and One Piece. I don't say anybody shouldn't get into them, but we cannot emphasize enough. They take a lot of fucking time.
It is a commitment.
They're all three of those have long segments where not a lot happens. Now, Dragon Ball addressed that with Dragon Ball Z Kai, which is basically Dragon Ball Z kind of chopped down.
I watched some of Kai, and basically they kept the talking, but took out the combat. It's horrible what I've seen.
Now you know, if you go to look up Dragon Ball Z, you don't watch Dragon Ball Z Kai. But anyway, yeah, any of those three, if you want to get into them and you have a shit ton of time, maybe you're out of work or something, by all means, get into them. Great way to fucking kill a shit ton of time.
Or even if you have, you can watch one episode a night, you'll get caught up fairly quick. But
no, one episode a night, 500 episodes.
It'll take like 2 years.
What he's saying is, even if you watch them all fucking back to back to back and start off clean shaven, you end up with that fucking beard by the time you finish any one of those series. Anyway, moving on. Death Note. Now, Death Note is basically about this kid. He's a genius kid, teenager, and he finds this notebook that is from the Japanese death gods, like these demons that are kind of in charge of escorting people when they die or whatever. And if they write your name in their notebook, then you die. But he finds it and realizes that he has the power to write people's names and they die. Whoever's like name and I think he needs the full name.
Well, he needs their name, and then he can basically write out exactly how you'll die. Or if he just doesn't do that, they die of a heart attack type symptom.
I don't think we need to get all that in depth. But anyway,
well, that's all I'm saying.
Anyway, basically, this kid finds a book that he can write your name in and kill you. And the demon whose book it was that dropped it follows him around just because it amuses him to do so. And then you have this other genius kid who's a detective that's trying to track him down. It's cool back and forth and everything. I stopped watching it. But it wasn't because it wasn't good. It was because it was one of those instances where I got in and I liked the story, I liked the characters, I liked everything about it. Didn't see any way that they could end it to my satisfaction. I'm told I have to give the ending a chance, that it ended well. I just don't see how they could pull it off. There's certain movies and shows that just pin themselves into the corner. To me, I see it ending like Sopranos or something. Sopranos, great show. It's a horrible ending. I mean, I'm not even saying they were wrong doing the ending of The Sopranos, but they didn't have anywhere to go with it, really.
That's another one of my favorites. It's really smartly written because it is taking this genius detective and pitting him against this genius student. And basically, what I love about Light is that he feels basically that he is...
Light is the main character, by the way, that found the book.
Yeah. He feels like there's no one suited better than him to right the wrongs of the world, and he feels justified. And I always love a villainous character,
self-justified person.
No,
self-righteous. I mean.
No, someone who, in his own view, is doing the right thing. I don't disagree.
That's the meaning of self-righteous. That's the dictionary definition of self-righteous.
But if you look up, he's not doing anything wrong.
What he's saying is that he agrees with him and thinks that he would do the same thing if he found the book, so he doesn't want to be called self-righteous.
Well, what I'm saying is...
Am I wrong in that,
I
explanation?
would do the same thing.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
The whole thing is that he's not doing anything wrong. It's just viewed as wrong by others. And bottom line is, everyone knows that Hitler was wrong for what he did. But if Hitler won, we would all think he was right because he would have wrote history. And that's what this is.
That's a bit of a stretch.
No. If Hitler won, we would all only know that Hitler is this great hero of the people.
I don't know, we won the Indian Wars with Native Americans, but it's commonly viewed as a improperly fought war. I mean, we used smallpox-infected blankets to wipe them out. And I don't think people that...
But we stopped. I don't think Hitler would have.
What do you mean we stopped?
We didn't, completely wipe out all the Native Americans. Where Hitler would have kept going until everyone was dead, except for the people that agreed with him. And therefore, everyone that went on would have...
I don't think so. I think Hitler is a terrible example to use. Let's get off of this. Let's just get off of this. Moving on, Samurai Champloo. Actually, from a lot of the people that did Cowboy Bebop, the jazz-heavy space one we were talking about earlier, and this is actually a hip-hop infused samurai epic. And he had his doubts about putting this on the list. I did not. I fucking love this anime. It's got some great, hilarious episodes, including a spa episode, including fucking episode where they hate America because Americans are assholes and try and cheat at baseball. And it's got two of the best main characters ever. Like, these two dudes, they're bros, but they're like the odd couple. They're nothing alike, and they're just amazing. They work well together. I like the hip-hop touches in it, and they do a lot of wild shit that you wouldn't have expected, and it works out. It works out really well, and there is, like, an overreaching story arc that covers the entire show, but you can also enjoy 90% of the episodes on their own without knowing all the background.
And that's my biggest issue with it, is like, when it got to the end, there was like, well, we still got to make up some shit and have some stuff go down because we don't really have any overarching.
See, I didn't see it that way.
She was looking for the samurai smell the sunflowers. They introduced like the main two sets of villains on the last 3 episodes, which was the arc that ended.
No. The one set of villains was after him because he had hurt them at the very beginning. The brothers, they were from like the second episode.
No, he hurt them from like before the series even began.
I don't think so. I'll have to go back and rewatch it. I thought it was the ones that he hurt.
No,
like
he hurt them like leaving his hometown type shit. And they just showed up to get revenge.
But,
and then the government agent, he was called in like that episode when it started.
No, he had already, like, the government had already been sending assassins. He was just the final assassin. Yeah. And he wasn't introduced because he was retired. I didn't feel it was thrown together then.
I felt it was kind of thrown together. But yeah, 2 of the best characters. Jin and Mugen. Awesome.
And the girl didn't even annoy the hell out of him.
Yeah, Fu was cool.
Yeah.
I liked Fu. And she had her little flying squirrel, which was awesome.
Even though it flashed its vagina at you all the time.
Didn't have a vagina.
But anyway.
Pretty sure it was a male.
No, it had a vagina. I saw it. Anyway, moving on. Last one. GTO. Great Teacher Onizuka. This one, hilarious.
Yeah.
Just hilarious. And some good action thrown in there.
Yeah. It is my favorite comedy anime of all time.
I mean, to this day, like, I still want to go up to every, like, automatic sliding door and run in place waiting for it to open. It's just got memorable moments that you'll love.
And it's another one that has a good heart to it. I mean, like, there's emotional episodes just, because Onizuka is such a good guy.
And he inspires you to be a teacher. He wants you to be a teacher so girls will fall in love with you in high school and hold on to that love until they become of age and then come back and seek you out. And I think that's a good message that everybody can relate to.
That's
not those teachers that sleep with them while they're still in high school. Stupid, selfish teachers. That's wrong.
They are wrong.
You make them fall in love with you, and then you wait until they're of consenting age, and then you do it. Was that not the message?
No, that wasn't the message.
I thought that was the message.
No.
Did you see the same show I did?
Yeah, I did. But, yeah, so Onizuka is a former gang member. Like, that. He was just known as the most badass member of this most badass gang. But he kind of got tired of that life. So he made it his purpose to kind of help those troubled students. And the whole thing is him just kind of really getting involved in his students' lives, really helping them through rough patches. And
trying to bang the one's mom.
Yeah. He didn't try to bang her.
He thought about
it. Maybe. It didn't really say.
Anyway.
But, yeah, it's a great series. It's another one that's not too long. It's like 50-something episodes. But,
by the way, I classify not too long as 26 or fewer. Once it hits 30, I consider that a long anime.
Well, you're wrong. Anyway.
That's 25 hours.
So?
So, That's 25. If it takes more than a day to view it, then it's long.
No. That's not true at all.
Whatever.
If you can watch it in a month, it's short. And if you watch like 2 episodes a night, you've watched it in a month.
Anyway, alright, so that wraps up our favoriteest animes.
So yeah, we'll put those in the description. A lot of them are on websites like Hulu and Netflix, and then I'll add where I watch a lot of my subbed anime, which is animecrazy.net. I'll add that in there. You can find a lot of them on there. It will be the subbed, not the dubbed, typically. And for those who don't know what that is, the dub is with English voice acting. The sub is with subtitles. So, then there's a lot of animes. Like, if you catch up on Naruto, you're going to have to watch the sub because the dub's not going to be out.
Short, so we can get it over with. Isn't working out.
Well, I'm just explaining where they can find their anime.
I'm saying we have
some
the description. You can feel free
some
to type
people,
all this information.
well, some people don't read.
Alright, wrapping it up.
Some people don't read.
Wrapping it up.
This is plain. Anyway, so, as always, friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, which we have to start tweeting some more, because we haven't done that since we stopped watching Attack of the Ship.
You're home every night. Tweet away.
Whatever. Anyway,
We could have been tweeting to E3 and winning shit on G4.
We could have. I'm going to have to start doing that. I need to tweet K-Flay too. See if she'll do the
It's
show.
already almost over at E3.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, follow us on Twitter. We're going to start tweeting more. And subscribe to the YouTube channel. FearnutZ Hours, signing off.